Before we get started, I want you guys to take a look at this short news reel of a tragic story of a 16-year-old that was killed by her mother's boyfriend. Take a look at this first, and then we will discuss it, and I'll make my point.
A 60-year-old man in Humble is facing a murder charge, accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend's 16-year-old daughter.
We spoke with the father and stepmom tonight as they are now forced to say goodbye. Our Tiffany Justice joining us live with this story. Tiffany.
Right, the family's still trying to wrap their heads around the fact that she was killed and how she was so brutally taken away.
My daughter was a very wonderful, caring person. She was very friendly, nice, and she had her friends. Everybody loved her.
A teen's life violently taken away by someone family says she trusted. This once quiet, humble neighborhood still in shock by a shooting that took the life of 16-year-old Lauren Uma, a student at Nimitz High School.
He does not need to be let go or set free because a monster like that would kill an innocent little girl, that he was in her life, that she trusted for years.
This man is now in custody facing a murder charge, the victim's mother's boyfriend. The suspect, 6-year-old Van Brisbane, came out of the house, according to police, telling them to do what they had to do. Police say the teen was on the phone with her mother just before the shooting. We're told Lauren's older sister was the one who called 911 this morning, telling them that Lauren was being held at gunpoint by her mother's boyfriend. The mother out of town for work, arriving back home to her daughter dead.
Death is too good for him. When he walked outside and said, do what you gotta do, he was looking for death. It is too good for him. He needs to rot in prison.
Police say as deputies were arriving to the home, they heard the gunshots as they were approaching the front door. Neighbors speaking with Fox 26 saying they're rattled by the death, saying it's going to forever change the neighborhood.
This was a good neighborhood, quiet. We don't have crime. So now when you look us up, the only crime you have is a murder, and it's a child.
She was like, Dad, I'm going to give me a job, and that's what she did, and I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to get my own car. That's what she recently just did.
Now, family says after graduating, she was planning to join the Air Force. Police say they're still trying to determine a motive and that Brisbane is not being cooperative. Reporting live, Tiffany Justice, Fox 26 News.
What a tragic story. Heartbreaking. And this makes me think of time and time again how people will bring someone within their fold into their lives and they end up being up to no good and ends up destroying them. In a lot of cases, we will see this, and unfortunately, in times where there's a woman that's gone through a divorce, or she's lonely or single, or just for whatever reason, she allow a boyfriend to come in and stay with the kids, and then one of the kids end up harmed, or there's some craziness. I watched this story there on my favorite channel, their ID, a few weeks back, where it was one of the most, I think it was Most Evil, the show Most Evil. And it was one of the most tragic stories I've heard as far as child abuse goes. Because there was a woman that went through it. She had 4 kids, 3 or 4 kids, was divorced. But then she decided to go to an alternative lifestyle and let some woman come live with her. And this woman abused the kids, would lock them in the room and bring them like a sandwich, peanut butter sandwich, just to eat. They couldn't go to the bathroom, and they urinating and things in their bedroom. And then eventually one of the sisters that this woman favored allowed them to have privileges, but didn't allow the boy and his other sister to have privileges. So she snuck some food and allowed them to get some food. And their mother's mate, this woman that she was dating, found that out and ended up making them eat poop. Eat some poop and locked him in a closet for 30 days. I mean, this kid, you can see that he's went through everything as an adult now, and he's messed up. And he'll be messed up probably the rest of his life. And tragic. And these were, both of them got sent to prison. That's enough for that. But the point I'm trying to make here is that when you allow the wrong people into your life, it will destroy you. It will literally destroy you. And as we focus on false teachers, false Bible teachers and prophets and all of those that claim that they represent God, they, in the end, because I told you that they're sent by Satan himself, they will destroy you. And they will, guess who gets the last laugh? The devil himself. I have a couple of scriptures here written down in my notes for you. There's so many scriptures that I can go to, but I just want to go to some quick ones. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. And then Proverbs 16:28. A dishonest person spreads strife, and a whisperer separates close friends. Now, there's many more verses. These just were the ones that stood out to me for the video. But the point I'm trying to make, these people, as I keep telling you out there, and those of you that follow me, and we've been trying to push the message to these people, the bottom line is, you have allowed them, just like this woman unfortunately allowed this boyfriend. She's out of town working. Why? When it comes to girls and kids, you've got to be protective of them. I know people that will not date while their kids are not grown and out of the house. They're not dating. They have abstained from dating, period, to raise their kids for safety purposes. It is important that you guard your child, guard your family members, guard those around you, and guard yourself from deception. And you cannot allow the enemy to utilize somebody that sounds good, but then their doctrine and their teaching and their messages of emotionalism and teachings that don't line up with scriptures and making you wonder and saying, wait a minute, that's not what my grandma taught me. That's not what mama used to talk about. That's not what it was when I used to go to Sunday school. Where did this come from? And having you jump on board this radical train of religion that has went down off the cliff, the dark path off the cliff, you've got to guard yourself. Because in the end, you see that picture of the guy that I put in the thumbnail. The devil will tear you up when it's all said and done. And ultimately, you'll be the one in the lake of fire, weeping, gnashing of teeth, and much more with eternal torment because you allowed somebody to infiltrate your realm, and they are not there for good intentions. So that's all I have for this particular video. My name is Maurice Braxton, the channel that talks about issues the church run away from and expose Satan and his devices, and we punch him right in between the chops. Pray for me because the enemy knows that, and all of you guys that's in support, we got to pray for each other because the enemy is attacking. I'm getting attacked in all kinds of areas in life because I know it's from the enemy himself because he's not happy. And if you guys stand with me, he's not happy with that either, and he's going to attack all of us. So we must stand and tear his strongholds down and continue to march forward. That's what we do in this channel. And then if you're new, consider subscribing, hit like, coming along for the video, because we'll continue to give God glory, and we're not going to come up with lies and deception and making up stuff just to get views on this channel. We're going to tell it like it is. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.